Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Potter on the Water, the channel that's all about micro cruising. In this video, we're going to be taking the smallest boats around the biggest islands. So stay tuned. So one of the goals that we had this year was to do more destination-oriented types of events. So similar to something like a Texas 200 or the Florida 120 or whatever, to have set destinations in mind when we go out, rather than just kind of going out and going where the wind blows you kind of a thing. And again, nothing wrong with those types of things, but we thought it'd be fun to kind of mix things up a little bit. So we looked at some of the different areas that we could go, and we've got some beautiful cruising grounds up here in Ontario. And so we thought, let's do something kind of epic, a big one, right? Again, like a Texas 200 kind of thing. And so what we came up with was to actually circumnavigate the world's largest freshwater island in boats under 20 feet. So, and again, I took a little bit of heat when I came up with the 20-foot rule. But the idea was that we wanted to really promote small boat cruising and adventuring. And that was sort of our kind of a cutoff point to say, okay, this is what we're about. Smaller boats under 20 feet, can have a cabin, doesn't have to have a cabin, can have a motor, doesn't matter from that standpoint. But we wanted to keep the boats within that sort of a range. Now, again, if somebody showed up with something that was 21 or 22 feet, you know, whatever, we're not going to exclude anybody over that. But that was basically the goal. And you know, Manitoulin Island, I'll put up some charts here, some little graphics of it. It's a big island, and it's in the north end of Lake Huron. And on the north side, we have the North Shore, and then there's the North Channel, what they call the North Channel, and then there's the island underneath it. And the North Channel is gorgeous for cruising. There are all kinds of islands all over the place, and it's one of the most popular cruising grounds for sailors and power boaters around. It is beautiful. We've been there many times. But the south side of Manitoulin Island is a place that very few people go. It's hard to even get charts for it, so I had to buy a whole chart book just so that we could have paper charts for the area. When I was at the marina, one of the guys said, "You guys went to the South Shore? Oh my God, that place is like the moon. Nobody ever goes there." So anyway, we're all gonna meet up at a place called Little Current, real nice little town. And from Little Current, we're going to make our way around in a counterclockwise direction. And we start off from the marina called Spider Bay in Little Current. And that's where the video begins. Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are on the dock, and this is Sunday, the day we're supposed to be starting, but they're calling for thunderstorms here in a pretty big way for most of the day. So we're going to take a look, have a little skipper's meeting here, and figure out what we're going to do. And then we'll go from there. If we start today, or maybe we'll start later on today once the thunderstorms roll through, we don't want to start off with any kind of a big problem. So anyhow, we'll keep you up to date as the day goes along.
Base wind is just over 5.
We just
like
put it together
and out of the
we're just
out of the
following the group, right? Yeah.
Some of the one.
All right, so we had our skipper's meeting here, and we've decided that we're going to hold off till noon because the weather does look pretty unsettled with a weather warning. So we're going to just wait. At noon, we're going to have another meeting and see what the weather's looking like on an updated forecast. And so hopefully we can get on the water today. If not, whatever, like I say, we don't want to start off with any big issues, so we'll postpone as necessary. The verdict is in. We took another look at the forecast, and we don't see any lightning or thunder, so still raining a little bit here. But anyway, so we're going to get going and get the boats in the water here, and we're going to head out probably within the next 40 minutes or so. We'll be on our way. There's a little bit of a breeze, so we figure it's better to get out of here tonight, get ourselves even just a short run so we can make some miles. And yeah, gonna get cracking. We're sick of sitting around in the marina. So anyway, looks safe enough, so off we go. Alrighty folks, it's go time. Here we go. We're just leaving Spider Bay right now. Gray skies, a little mist, looks like a little bit of fog kicking in, but not too bad anyways. A few more folks from the fleet here up front. Here's Mr. Marty McGregor himself. Look at him over there. Woohoo! Big 19, man. That's a guy that made the commitment all the way from PEI. He gets the Long Traveler Award, even if he just stays at the fuel dock for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'll stay here. Have fun.
He's getting his barbecue ready. Marty always packs about 27 pounds of steak. And that's every meal has steak just about. So you don't want to sit downwind from him if you're craving steak or if you're a vegetarian, one or the other. So, all right, we got what else here? Oh, there's Martin and Liz in their Drascombe lugger, and Andrew, our new guy with the Wight Potter 19. There's the lugger. So we all headed out, and then I couldn't see Brian or Les, and I thought Brian had left before us, but anyways, I guess he was hanging out with Les, and so I headed back. Anyway, they're right here, and the rest of the fleet's just up ahead, so onward ho! Got a good beam reach here right now, and about 7 knots of breeze, so kind of nice. All right, so wind's building a little bit here. It's kind of nice. We're probably up to 10 to getting a few gusts up, probably 12, 15 knots. Just nice. It's not raining too much now, which is kind of good. Just a little bit of mist. All right, so it got a little sporty there for a while. We were cutting between a couple of islands. There was just a big cut there that there was quite a bit more fetch, and the waves got up a little bit more and the wind got up a little bit more. So anyway, all good. Dante, I think he dropped his main and he's just got the jib up and he's kind of hanging back. Brian and Les are there, and I think Marty's just got his 150 Genoa up. So anyway, we're all cruising along. There's 3 or 4 up ahead, and a couple of the other guys went up another route. And I think that David and probably Steve are going to come maybe tomorrow morning and catch up with us. They've got open boats that are much smaller, well, lighter for sure. Steve's got his sooty churn, which is 20 feet, but it's pretty low to the water and it's wide open. And David's on his own in a Wayfarer. So anyway, those guys are going to join us, and neither of them have motors either. So they'll catch up with us down the route here a little bit. All right, so we finally tied a reef in here. Got a little hairy canary, and we got another sort of an open stretch to go across here. So if you're thinking about it, it's already too late, isn't that what they say? So anyway, I threw in a reef, and it just makes the world of difference. Things just settle right down, lowers the pucker factor a bit. And yeah, it's kind of actually not too bad out here right now. The sea was angry that day, my friend. Might be doing a plan B here and heading just for a little cove up here. I don't know if you can see Daniel up in the distance, but we got some good rollers coming through here right now. Woo! Got one reef in. Still got the jib up, so getting a little sporty though. All right, so this is our first anchorage here. We decided to just tuck in, and looks like the guys in the lugger got the tent up over there, and Brian's here. Daniel and Diana are just behind Brian. Marty's here. Les is back there in the DS. Man, that thing was zipping along really nicely. And Bill's over there in his Cape Henry. And beside him is Dante and Yagi the dog. in the Corinthian, and we're just waiting on our friend Andrew to show. He ended up getting out ahead, and that Potter 19 was actually moving along really well, and we kind of made a change of plans. So anyway, he had to double back a bit. That's what you get for having a fast boat, I guess. It's kind of pouring here now. Got a little cover set up. All right, so for tonight's dinner, we're gonna have one of these pasta in a package things. You get these at the dollar store, $1.75 at Dollarama, and they're pretty tasty. I had it on one of the previous trips, and I put it in a like a frying pan, like a saucepan kind of thing to warm it up, and it worked pretty good. It was, yeah, like I said, it was pretty tasty. Made a bit of a mess in the frying pan. So this time I'm gonna try the alternative method, and we're gonna just put it in some boiling water for 5 minutes and see how that works. Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are, day 2. We're gonna get rolling here in a little while, just grabbing ourselves something to eat, making some toast, and have a coffee going here. Last night was a bit of rock and roll. It was still a little bit on the blowy side. And the boat was skating around a bit, but not too bad, you know. It's settled down a little bit here now compared to what it was yesterday, but I had to get up, I don't know, once or twice, just do a little bit of adjustment on this and that, so you know, calm the noise down a bit. And I messed around a little bit with the centerboard, put it up, put it down. Found that it worked best when it was up. The boat seemed to slide a little bit more easily, and it doesn't have that clunk clunk sound going on. And I hooked up the tiller tamer here to stop the tiller from crashing back and forth quite so much. I found that the rudder was actually hitting against the swim ladder, so it was, you know, because it was kind of really skating back and forth. So anyway, blah blah blah, got that all sorted out. Had a decent sleep, not too bad. I woke up at about 5 o'clock this morning, and got a look outside, still kind of gray, but anyway, then I just kind of rolled around for a little while. So it's just a little bit after 7 o'clock now, so we should get rolling here pretty soon. We've got a long day today, I think. It's probably going to be about a 30-mile day, hopefully. That's what we're shooting for, 30, 35. So yeah, we're going to have to be putting the hours in today. So anyway, going to get the coffee going here and make sure my toast doesn't burn. You sure don't get much of a nicer day than this, I'll tell you. Holy smokes. It's about maybe 18 degrees. The sun is shining. We got a following wind here. It is gorgeous out here. We've got a long day ahead of us, so hopefully this wind keeps up and we can get where we're going when we need to. So this idea for this trip came up couple of years ago, I guess probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Brian and I were sitting at his kitchen table, and we were talking about kind of crazy trips we could do, and we were going to take our Alberg 22s. Both of us had at that time Alberg 22s as well as other boats, but we were looking for something that would suit that boat. And if you're not familiar with those, they're sort of a very seaworthy kind of a little keel boat, designed obviously by Carl Alberg, who's well known for those types of things. And anyhow, so we got this idea. We're sitting there, you know, writing out plans on a napkin, and to go around Manitoulin Island. And we thought it would be a great adventure. And then, you know, as time goes by, those kinds of things, if you don't make the plan, it never happens, right? So anyways, it kind of reared its head again this year, and we thought, you know what, let's do it in small boats. And so this is kind of a big adventure for a small boat. It might not be such a huge adventure if you're in a 30-footer or a 40-footer or something like that, but that's the cool thing about the small boats is that these types of things you can do, right? The average guy can do this sort of thing. You don't have to sail across the ocean or around the world or whatever. You can do this almost in your backyard. And it makes for a really good adventure. So anyway, here we are. And some of the guys, we left this morning. There's about a dozen of us here on the trip right now.
and it's split about half and half. So we split off this morning. Half the guys are doing the Little Current Loop, which is about a 75-mile trip. And that works great because some of the guys, you know, they got to get back for work, etc., etc. And they want to do some exploring around in some of the smaller islands. And the other guys want to do the longer distance type of a thing. So, and we'll be probably doing more of this type of thing with the group, where we split things off and we offer 2 route options that can you know, keep more people happy. And then it's fun because we all meet at the dock, at the ramp. You get the whole vibe going on. You go for breakfast and lunch and stuff at the marina while you're getting ready, and then you set off. And then some of them coming up, what we're going to do is try and set the course so that the long distance guys will meet the shorter distance guys at the end as well. So we'll spend a day or so at the beginning, maybe 2 days at the beginning, and spend a day or 2 at the end together too. So see if we can loop it all together. Anyway, back to sailing. This is just the most beautiful day. Grade A, prime #1 sailing weather here.